Hi friends, so here we are once again to complete this topic on nonverbal communication, lecture 7 nonverbal communication conclusion. A very important topic, as you must have already understood through lecture 6 introduction to nonverbal communication. So, we will be completing the topics of nonverbal communication in the following order. We will be covering some more aspects of nonverbal communication which we have not covered in the previous lecture. We will move on to gender and nonverbal behavior, how masculine and feminine styles vary nonverbally. We will talk about diversity and nonverbal communication, cultural patterns of how people behave nonverbally across different continents, races, cultures, and we will talk about technology and nonverbal communication. And lastly, there will be a program or there will be a framework to assess your effectiveness as a nonverbal communicator. In conclusion, there will be a summary. We will just make a quick revision of nonverbal communication, and it has been defined as the message, that is the message is the content value of the communicative act. Nonverbal communication has been defined as the message or the response which is not expressed using words. So, it is expressed through hints, that is cues, suggestions and indications. We remember a common saying in English which is actions speak louder than words. I put this quotation here so that we agree that nonverbal communication is in fact, if not more important, as important as communication through words. I have here for you a quotation by Ralph Waldo Emerson, American poet laureate, and he says, what you are, just note the importance of his quotation, just note the import of his statement. So, what you are speaks so loudly that I cannot hear what you say. So, the point is that nonverbal communication is as if you are sporting yourself, you are declaring yourself, and you might say whatever verbally, but your nonverbal communication is the conclusive factor, it is the final say on you as a person. So, we realize the importance of nonverbal communication. Now, if we think of the verb give, you can give meaning to your words. Words as such have two meanings, denotative and connotative. Denotative, that is that in the dictionary or the dictionary meaning of a word, and connotative, that we give meaning to the words through our individual emotional states of mind. Whatever, we can give meaning to words, but we give off, these are called non-verbal leakages. We may have control over language, but we have no control over non-verbal communication. We might try, but it is difficult to fake non-verbal communication. So, we give off, we reveal without our knowledge, without volition, without our consciousness, without our awareness, we give off meanings, we give off messages when we communicate non-verbally. So, nonverbal signals or nonverbal hints, suggestions, indicators, indications are unconscious parts of our behavior, and this is very deeply rooted part in our entire makeup. If you see the Indian psyche or the Indian way of sitting, it is called squatting. Indians are very comfortable if they have to sit on the floor in a cross-legged manner, that is Padmasana, or if they have to squat, but Westerners are not used to this. They are used to sitting on chairs or stools or furniture as such, except of course when they are doing yoga. So, nonverbal communication is a very basic part of our personality, our personal, in fact, repertoire as such. It has no opposite. There is no such thing as non-behavior. If you are trying to ignore somebody and you go by that person, deliberately ignoring him or her, you do not have any eye contact, you do not talk, all the more it is obvious to the other that you are avoiding or you do not want any communication interaction. So, let us see where we are to begin today. We have already covered body language or kinesics. Kinesics, that is face, in which gaze and smile is important, and therefore, facial expressions, posture and gesture. We have already covered clothing and artifactual communication. We have covered voice. We have covered number 4, space and distance or proxemic factors. So, we have done kinesics, vocalics, proxemics and clothing and artifactual communication. Now, we are left with 4 more, they being color, time, touch and smell. In other words, color, chronemics, haptics and olfactics. I would like you to see this short video on nonverbal communication before I move ahead.
Hello, my name is James Ham, and I will be informing you of the many nonverbal communications displayed in Pixar's short film, For the Birds. If you are not familiar with this film, For the Birds is about a group of stuck-up birds that outcast an awkward, uncoordinated bird. As the story begins, you see a bird fly and land on a wire. Let's call him Bird A for this scene. As the second bird enters the scene, which will be Bird B, he lands very close to Bird A. This is proxemics, the use of physical space. This will be the first code of nonverbal communication that we will discuss. Due to the lack of space, we see Bird A's unhappy reaction. Not only did Bird B land extremely close to Bird A, which invaded his personal space, but also spread his wings, which invaded his territory. Also notice that these birds are identical, which leads us to our next nonverbal code, physical appearance. As we observe these birds, all of them are pretty identical, except for one. This bird here. He is tall, lanky, uncoordinated, and goofy looking. According to page 236 in nonverbal communication, physical appearance is the visual attributes like hair, body type, and other physical features that either make you attractive or unattractive. It is obvious here that he is considered unattractive because of these features. Immediately, they take advantage of this and begin to mock him. As the awkward bird gets their attention again, we notice a change in their facial expressions. On page 225, it states that a person's character is clearly written on their face. Facial expressions are our next nonverbal code, as they are clearly expressed here. They are all startled and express different emotions, as we can see: shocked, angered, nonchalant, and worried. You can tell by the angle of their eyebrows how they feel. As they scamper down the wire away from him, they clearly have facial expressions of annoyance and disgust. Skipping ahead a little, let's look at this chubby guy here. Throughout this scene, his eyes are slanted, which shows anger. I love how Pixar put in little details like this to show us his character. If we take a look at his beak, we'll see that it has a lot of scratches, which shows he uses it a lot, especially compared to the beaks of other birds. In this clip, you can see the difference between his beak and the beak of another bird. As two birds begin to hammer on the toes of the outcast, one bird begins to chirp as if he's chanting, which gets everyone to join him. This shows that he is using vocalics to demonstrate his power to influence the others to join in. This is a form of kinesics and vocalics. His initial chirps are loud and have a steady speech rate to provoke others to join in. He also uses his eyes to signal others. As he becomes aware of the environment,
he changes his chirps to a louder and higher pitch. The speech rate also speeds up.
In doing this, he exerts a dominance over the birds to get their attention to help stop the hammering of the middle two birds.
So, that will be all, and in a funny manner you got to have a quick revision of nonverbal communication while we move on to numbers 5, 6, 7 and 8 of the 8 types of nonverbal communication. Fifth type of nonverbal communication is colors, because colors are not simply colors as such. Colors are not simply other than black and white, vibgyor, violet, indigo, blue, green, yellow, orange, red, or the associations or the kind of mixtures we can make with that. Colors have meanings and associations. Research has proved that if you look at red color for quite some time, you will become highly stressed, your blood pressure will rise up, because red is the color of heat, vitality as well as life. There has of course been a reference to the common way in which we associate the traffic movement with the traffic signals using the 3 colors of orange, ready, red, that is stop, and green, that is go. So, nobody needs to explain to you, it is told once and then you understand that orange means ready, green means go and red means stop. So, research has also hinted or suggested that blue and green are the colors of life. And recently I was just going across a nearby town, and I saw that it was a forest area, and the Department of Forests of the state of Government of West Bengal had put their placards against a background. The half triangle in the rectangular placard or the hoarding was blue and green. Blue and green, the colors of life, that is the forests. So, let us move further to time, number 6, and time is having a communicative value. This aspect of time is called chronemics. How do you value time? The question is, how do you use time? Chronemics is thus defined as the study of time use. An important factor in this chronemics is punctuality. Do you arrive on time? Do you maintain time? Do you respect time? Do you in fact take care of your time? Do you properly use your time, or do you waste time? These are some questions on the non-verbal aspect of time. Number 7 is touch or haptics. This is the most primeval, this is the most primary form of communication. If you see a newborn baby, the newborn baby will want to be embraced and held close tightly by the mother, and intimacy or love is through the expression of touch or haptics. Number 8 and last is smell, or in other words it is also termed as olfactics. Olfactics has been defined as the study of the use of smell. The idea being that we have a branch of study now called, a branch of medicine now, a branch of treatment now called aromatherapy. The idea that in a bathtub, if you put some substances or some chemicals which spread aroma, the idea, for example, that in Indian households we use the dhoop or the agarbatti, the idea being that this is part of our Indian vastu or of our Indian way of life, in which we think that using the dhoop batti or the agarbatti can spread positive vibrations, and a good smell is conducive, and a good smell is in fact that which promotes positivity and welcome attitude or a warmth in the house or the room. So, towards the conclusion of this lecture 7, nonverbal communication, we will be talking about 3 ways in which we can study nonverbal communication. The first is the construct of gender and nonverbal behavior. Males and females have different styles in which they communicate nonverbally. So, this is actually because the society influences such. In the eastern societies or the eastern parts of the world, it is not taken rightly if women are sitting with legs apart, whereas men who would like to show their status and power are, it is acceptable, are prone. So, men are prone to sit with legs far apart, whereas women are supposed to be demure and prudent and keep their legs near each other. Then the next is visual dominance. It is a measure, it has been defined. It is defined as a measure calculated by comparing the percentage of looking while speaking with the percent of looking while listening. Now, the idea is that when two people are having conversation, what is called F2F, face to face conversation, men will be looking more, whereas women will be looking less while speaking. Women will be looking here, there, everywhere, but will not be having straight gaze or eye contact with the others while speaking, whereas the men will be used to, it is quite normal for men to have long protracted gaze or periods of eye contact. So, men try to be visually dominant, their visual dominance in such as such is higher than that of women, because they look more while speaking, whereas women will be looking less, but they will be listening more. Then we come to the second aspect of culture and study nonverbal behavior across cultural patterns or designs. What we have to say here is that to a large degree, people will modify their use of nonverbal signals, hints, suggestions, indications, indicators depending on the culture they belong to or identify with. As I said, there will be people of the Western culture generally speaking and the other side of the world, the East and the Occident. So, the people of the Western cultures and the people of the Eastern cultures, we have totally varying ways in which we communicate non-verbally. We will do more on this in the next topic on cross cultural communication. Next, we have a definition of contact cultures, and contact cultures have been defined as cultures that promote interaction and encourage displays of warmth, closeness and availability. If we just give you a common everyday example, the idea is that in the West or in European nations, holding hands, hugging, kissing in public, these are nothing to them. For them, it does not matter, because public displays of warmth and emotional proximity or love and affection are acceptable in Western cultures. But this kind of public display of warmth, affection, love, emotion, whatever will not be encouraged, is not liked by the people of the eastern side of the globe, for example, India and other Asian countries. Therefore, these are low contact cultures, cultures that maintain more distance while or when interacting. We come to technology and nonverbal communication. This is the third aspect across which we are studying nonverbal communication. So, if you are face to face with a person, you will behave differently, but if you are offline, I mean if you are communicating with the person through internet, let us say on social media, on WhatsApp or on Facebook or on Insta or WeChat or whatever, any of the social media channels available to you, then your nonverbal communication will be different. And nonverbal communication in this sense is through emoticons. You know emoticons because these are common in the social media we employ for our social contacts to be increased. So, emoticons have been defined as symbols that replace nonverbal cues during machine assisted or online communication. Let us have now a program or a framework by which we assess our effectiveness as nonverbal communicators. The first thing we or one should do when entering a communication scenario is to examine the environment and observe the communicators. So, by environment I mean the backdrop or the context. If it is professional, it is bound to be little bit restrictive. If it is personal, you can be more warm and open and natural. The second is to observe the communicators, especially look at the body language, that is kinesics. That is, to revise once again, face, smile and facial expressions, posture, gesture, gaze or eye contact. Then we listen for the vocal cues, what is being said and how, that is paralanguage. So, how what is said is more important than what is said. So, we look for the way in which the vocalic cues are being used, pitch, volume, rate, isn't it, and non sequiturs, non fluencies. And the last is to observe the touching behaviors. As I said, in the 8 types of nonverbal communication, the last one, which is haptics, is very important. So, observe the touching behaviors or the touching patterns of the communicators, and you will learn much more in the process. We have certain advices or certain tips to improve nonverbal communication. First is to adopt the nonverbal behavior along the positive mode. If you have a positive nonverbal communication behaviors or patterns, then you can improve your nonverbal communication to a large extent. You can also increase or work upon improving your effectiveness as a nonverbal communicator by observing. Be very clear that you support it by your practical repetition of such positive nonverbal behaviors. The idea is to analyze both the physical environment of the interactions and the body language, look at the appearance of the communicators, the gestures, vocal cues, eye contact and how they are touching each other. I mean the touching behavior of the participants during the communication situation. And the last is of course to inculcate a positive body sport. Now, by body sport I mean the way in which you sport or display your body. Your body sport should be positive. We will have more on this. We have 2 more sessions on body language in which we will be covering this aspect of inculcating positive body sport. So, nonverbal communication towards the end of this topic is a question of being honest to yourself, being reliable in the sense that you should not be sending mixed messages. your verbal and non-verbal communication should complement each other. And the third is efficiency. This is an area where you can work, you can treat yourself as the lab, and you are the teacher, and you are the components of the practical experiment. So, you can work upon yourself and increase your efficiency on the non-verbal front. Maximizing non-verbal communication skills would employ a series of steps. First is to give a genuine smile and not a fake smile. The second is to be aware of the false cues. Your sensitivity, your experience will teach you how to differentiate between true cues and false cues. The second is be aware of false cues. The third is to keep appropriate distance, keep a respectable distance between yourself and the other, keeping in mind Edward T. Hall's 4 distances. Use touch carefully, respect the status of the other, and as a sign of being a friend or more welcoming, shake hands appropriately. We have this short video for you in conclusion to nonverbal communication.
Good morning, sir. What can I get started for you today?
Express yourself.
What size? All right. 3 venti lattes. Would you care for a pastry? Nope.
You don't let
Mocha. 3 mocha lattes. Oof. Double chocolate chip muffin. Yum.
express yourself.
You want 3 Paul McCartney CDs. Awesome. You know, I love the Beatles. They are my life. So American.
Whatever you do.
Assassination. Abraham Lincoln. You, me, gun, shoot. 3 shots. I know, I'm a little slow today. All right, so 3 lattes, 3 mochas, double chocolate chip muffin, and 3 shots. No assassinations. Oh, and 3 Paul McCartney CDs. That's gonna be 6812.
So, if you saw the conclusion to this video, 1000 words nonverbal communication speech, the idea is a picture can be a representation of 1000 words. Similarly, nonverbal communication can replace 1000 words. In summary, we have to make a quick revision of what we have learnt today. In lectures 6 and 7, number 1, nonverbal communication includes human responses other than words. The second is there are 8 types of nonverbal communicative aspects. We are covering the ICS terms first: kinesics, vocalics, proxemics, chronemics, haptics and olfactics. So, we have in fact 6 ICS terms and we have 2 more to remember. The second one is clothing and artifactual communication and the last one is color. Let us move further. The face is something which is as I said, you cannot hide it. It is a very important source of nonverbal communication and communicates a plethora of emotions. Artifactual communication is the next important aspect of the nonverbal package, because clothes and artifacts or what you wear on your person as such is very important to your individual, unique, personal nonverbal repertoire. Next is proxemic cues, help to define the communication experience, because as Edward T. Hall said, there are 4 types of communication distances, proxemics. We have also, as human beings, we have also the tendency to stake out space and territory and to think that this is our area or our space or our territory. And lastly, nonverbal cues and how we use them is affected by the three variables of gender, culture and technology. These are few of the references I have used in the preparation for lecture number 7, and I thank you for being with me. Thank you and God bless you.